Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Book Corner. So, it is still Sunday. So, it's currently the time of this recording. It is 11:17 at night, and I just finished. My goal of today was 17,500 words, and I made it. I made it barely. Um, I have come to the conclusion that every single mother that I write about is going to be super annoying. Just, because really that is the only kind of parental example that I've got about how parents are. They're like every one of them is annoying. So I told you guys earlier today that I am currently writing a book called A Sweet Death, which is the first book in the Sweet Delights bakery mystery. Though the name of her business is Sweet Delights Donut and Coffee Shop, but I just decided to put bakery on there and all that. It's also shorter. It's not longer, it's shorter. I did this because I was like, okay, look, you know, if I have trouble writing the first 3 chapters of the book, or I get easily distracted or stuff like that, then I'm definitely not going to write it, and I'll probably just delete the whole thing and all that stuff. And I found myself essentially just like, I had this vision in my head exactly how the book was going to start and what kind of person that Annie was going to be and things like that. And my big issue I have with writing is sometimes I have a very hard time coming up with people's first and last names that are generally not people I know or last names I've heard about in movies and stuff like that, which is bad. Which is really bad. When you can't come up with an original last name, you have to rely on movies and television shows and stuff like that. So that's my big issue when I write a book. Which is why I always write notes down of who's who and what they do in the book and all that stuff. So I have once again come to the conclusion that anytime I write a book that's got a mother in it, that she's got to be so freaking annoying. Because I've never been around a mother who has been kind and supportive and generous. It's always been the annoying. And I find that I'm not the only one that writes annoying mothers. I find that I think it's it's Joanne Flunk who writes her protagonist's mother is annoying and somehow ends up going over fences and stuff. I'm thinking about the Hallmark Channel movie, which if it doesn't get you to read those books, I don't know what will. But I kind of was sitting down and kind of thinking, what haven't I done in a first book, So generally with my books, it generally is designed to set up the world, to do the world building, all that stuff, and you hope and pray that you've done a good job in world building. You're kind of hoping that your characters are not flat and one-dimensional. And I've had one review of my book, and the person who reviewed it, who no longer works where I work at, said that my characters are quirky. And I will be absolutely honest, I would rather have quirky than bad. But people might go, why are all the mothers in your books annoying? Did you just intentionally write them that way? or did you just make a mistake and write him that way? I was like, no, this is absolutely intentional. Um, but when you, oh, I'm moving my leg around so I don't get a blood clot, because that's not what I want. I do not want a blood clot. So I'm currently on chapter 11 of the book, and I did have some rough patches with it, as far as like really trying to like balance like her running the shop and her being the detective. And I really have made her out to be this character that, at least I hope I've done that she really just does not know how this works. And she's just running on like instinct and stuff like that. And then you have this one character that, and I'm not going to tell you who this person is or where this person appears in the book, but you have this person in the book that just absolutely does not care about anyone but herself. And it's kind of like just the interaction between Anne and this woman is kind of an indication of kind of how they view certain segments of people and their views of like what these people's worth is. And kind of just kind of like this woman blames like everything on other people. Like, oh, you must have done something to deserve what you got in life, but I'm here to help you and I'm here to save you from problems that I know that you yourself are responsible for. So she literally is a jackass and just somebody that I'm pretty sure everybody would love to stick in a cannon and blow out. And it kind of intentionally just like made her really annoying. And I've been around a lot of annoying people, and I've had people come to me and go, "Oh, you know, you're annoying." Like, no, no, I'm not. I'm not annoying. Just look at yourself in the mirror, just for 1 second. But when I do finish with the rough draft, I do have to go back and put more details about her shop and things like that. But I also need to add more details of like the Orthodox Church. I'm actually going to watch a video of showing a Russian Orthodox Church so that I can actually like describe one a lot better, because unless I have like a visual of what I'm describing firmly in my mind, I'm just going to do a bare bones type of thing. And all that. But all my mothers are annoying. They're all annoying. Every last one of them, you just want to kill yourself. And like her father is kind of like, you know, I know you don't, I know your own woman and stuff like that. It's like, seriously, like, really, like, yeah, I know you're your own woman, but your mama, you know, kind of like, it's like, really? I wrote this, and I finished writing it, and I was like, damn, I'm so glad I didn't have a dad like that. But, you know, but they're, like, kind of concerned and stuff like that, and just, like, you can tell, like, the parents, like, oh, if I leave town, the detective's going to think I'm hiding something, or I did something, or whatever. And I get into a lot of trouble, and she's kind of, like, tone deaf. Which is generally how my mother was. My mother was, like, totally tone deaf about, like, everything. But yeah, so I made it to 17,500, and the world of, like, general books, that's a novella. I think I'm on page, 88 or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. I have to go back and look, but I don't want to. because I just don't have the energy to do that. Tomorrow I'm actually going to check out and see what like page I'm on. But this is a really good thing because I've hit novella, general book, novella. And so now it's like, well, you have the option of like, oh, just do 2 pages or do 2 chapters and be done with it. But I don't want to do that because I kind of want to at least get between maybe 5 or 6 more chapters done. Maybe a little bit more. Definitely I want to try to get up to chapter 21, if that is absolutely possible for me to actually do. But yeah, I I literally create annoying mothers. And I personally don't think that I'm going to be able to get away from having the annoying parent, even though your child is in her 30s. Um, One interesting thing about it is that when I was writing this whole scene where the funeral was going on, and I know I hope I'm not spoiling the book for people, but I probably am not. They had like bomb sniffing dogs. I put that in there. I was like, yeah, I had a funeral where somebody got blown up, and I decided, why don't I do something a little different with that, and just be like, oh, how about I have this bomb sniffing dog, and she's about to go in the car, and the dog saves her from being blown up. So I thought that was interesting, and it kind of adds a little bit more of a mystery to the victim, because why in the world would you need a bomb sniffing dog for a funeral of a woman who was homeless, and and all that. And so it's like a mystery within a mystery. And I was always told like the best stories are kind of like, you have the mystery and then you kind of have like a secondary thing going on where you are there's something else going on in, off to like right field or to left field, depending on how you view it. And it's kind of like, it's kind of really kind of raises red flags of exactly who this person was, because in the story, Annie really doesn't know this person that long, maybe a couple of days, because she had to like order their uniforms, their new updated uniforms, and like let them know like, hey, this is what we're going to be selling, and this is what we're getting rid of, and all that type of stuff. But it's interesting because as I'm writing this story, and I really feel like that if I keep on the same path I'm going, that I will get to at least chapter 21, and then I can make a decision if I end it. Like if I go and just do one or two, like one chapter, which is going to be like the killer that pops up, and then you have the last chapter, which is the end of it. Then I will definitely have the book finished by the end of this week, because I'm just so busy just typing this up and walking around. I walk around, I go and do stuff to distract myself and everything. But I'm hoping that tomorrow, I can get to 20,000 words, which is going to be good, because if I get 20,000 words, I will be in an entirely different area. So yeah, so that is what I'm kind of hoping, is that I can at least get to like 40,000 words, if that is just absolutely possible for me to do. So that's my goal. That definitely is my goal, to get to like 20,000 words tomorrow. I am 2,500 words away from doing that. I may decide to make the chapters smaller. I don't know. I don't know. I just go with the flow. Just like I'm in Novella land. I'm happy about that and all that. So if you ever decide to write a book and you write your mother or write the mother character a certain way, please stop for a moment and take stock at where you're getting that inspiration from, because generally you're putting your mother in every single one of your books. And I am going to just really jump to this big conclusion that the author of Flunky, that she had an annoying mother. And I'm just going to go off a limb and just say I think she had an annoying mother because she's writing this woman the way that she is. But I am having a lot of fun doing this, and I just cannot believe that in 2 days I have written 17,500 words. And I think it has a lot to do with the fact is that I'm off for the next, like I have 5 more days left of my vacation before I go back to work. So what I'm really doing is I'm really just typing up these chapters and getting a lot closer to like finishing it, because my goal is to get this one and get the Pythias Fatal Prophecy done by the end of the month, so that I can focus on Murder on the Menu. But it just blows my mind about how fast that I'm writing this book. The fact is, I cannot stop typing and everything. So yeah, so I am going to end it there, and I will go ahead and upload this video. I did check out 2 more Celebration Bay ebooks. She did have 2 more. Unfortunately, the library does not have the Kindle edition of those books. And I'm pretty sure they're on Amazon. So probably sometime this week I will buy the Kindle edition of those books. Or I may not. I don't really know. And stuff. So I will end it there, and I will see you guys around.